Welcome back, Geordies. It's Adam from Two for Joy with my instant match reaction to Newcastle's sombre defeat on a Saturday afternoon to Brentford at St James's 3-2. And I've got a lot to say on this because, to be honest, I think this game right here is the nail in Eddie Howe's coffin. This is the game that will be the start of his demise. This is the game we will look back at and say, that's the point the ownership decided they had to get rid of Eddie Howe, because I don't see him lasting to the end of the season after this result, and I can't see us picking up a win in the next 4 games. I think we're going to be in a really tough position towards the end of this season. And I'll start with the ref, Andy Madley. I thought Andy Madley did fairly well in this game. I thought he reffed the game not too badly. Apart from the penalty calls. I thought the crucial penalty calls were the things that he was most iffy on. And if I'm being honest, in that first 90 seconds when Lewis Potter goes through on goal and Kieran Trippier grabs his shirt, all day long I'm looking at it going, if that was the other way round, I'd want the penalty. And Kieran Trippier out of position, not reading the play, makes a stupid grab on Lewis Potter. And if I'm honest, very, very lucky. We were very lucky not to get a penalty given against us. I think Brentford have got every shout for that to be a penalty, a stonewaller. And for the first 20 minutes, I've seen Sunday League teams with more cohesion than that Newcastle side. I have never seen a side so devoid of confidence, even when we were in relegation battles under previous managers. The last time I saw this was Brucey Ball. And seriously, that team just looks way out of its depth, completely devoid of confidence. So to my surprise, when 23 minutes in, Sven Botman manages to get the slightest touch of a glancing header and put us 1-0 up. And I felt like, hopefully, this will give us the foothold in the game to finally build some confidence, to finally go out there and put another one away and start to grow a little bit of confidence heading into the next few games. And then on 28 minutes, the best player on the pitch tonight, Lewis Howe, dribbles past 3 players, puts the ball across the 6-yard box, and there's not a single player there. And I've got plenty of players to dig out for shit performances, but my God's honest truth, Johan Wissa, what the fuck have we signed? This guy doesn't know how to read play, doesn't put in any effort. He doesn't run for the ball. He doesn't close down. He criticises other players. His positioning is terrible. And when he does get the chance to shoot, it's like he's got fucking sand in his boots. Honestly, absolutely awful. I thought Willasula, when he came on, looked better in the 20 minutes he was on the pitch than Wissa did for the 70 that he played. And then 36 minutes in, Vitaly Janelt, and I'll go through all of the goals for Brentford at the end and point out where I feel we went wrong. But Ouattara crosses the ball in. Vitaly Janelt, great header, beats Sven Botman in the air, and Brentford well worth the 1-1. And then moving on, 45 minutes in, Ouattara cuts back, puts Trippier on his arse, plays the ball across, and Jacob Murphy, when the shot comes, tries to draw his hand to his body. Now, I thought this was a really dubious decision that was made very quickly, and when VAR looked at it, I thought this could be given 50-50, and they're going to say he's moved his hand towards the ball, but he is in a natural position. He's pulling his arm to his body when he stops, when the ball hits his arm. But fair enough, a penalty. And Thiago Goal number 17 in the Premier League. This guy looks like he's red hot at the minute. And Keith Andrews doing a great job. And I thought in the first half, the notable mentions, Lewis Hall I thought was really good. But I also thought Coyote for Brentford, top quality. Absolutely top quality. And then moving on to the second half, we had Alanga and Voltemade come on for Murphy and Willock. And I thought this was an absolutely justified substitution. I was most frustrated that Anthony Alanga didn't start this game. And purely because he has probably been the most threatening winger we've had in the past few games. He has been the guy that looks like he's turning the tide and coming into a little bit of form. And I thought he looked good when he came on. I thought he offered us something different. And then obviously the break, Willasula comes through, 76 minutes, plays the ball out wide to Alanga, who puts the ball in. And I believe it's Coyote caught Bruno, just clipped his heel. And I didn't see it until the replay. Initially, I thought Bruno had got caught by Willasula. But in my opinion, stonewall penalty. I mean, the guy doesn't get the ball. He stops Bruno from making contact and scoring the goal. Stonewall penalty. And my only point with this, where they came to the right decision, fair enough. But it took Andy Madley probably 10 views of that scenario to make a decision and say that's a penalty. And then it all came again, didn't it? So 86 minutes in, Trippier too far forward, Ouattara playing in off the last man, out wide, the ball comes over, he's in acres of space, and a great finish into Pope's bottom left. And I'll be quite honest, when I looked at the goals, I went back through and it's Vitaly Janelt. So his first goal, when Ouattara gets the ball, Kieran Trippier stands off him 7 yards, allows the cross. Vitaly Janelt, easy goal. Second one, Kieran Trippier out of position. Ouattara again, down the side, cuts back. Kieran Trippier goes to ground. He's at 6s and 7s. He's trying to make up ground that he's been out of position and he's at fault for the goal. He leaves the defence wide open. And then finally, Kieran Trippier once again, 10 foot too high in that back line. He's given Ouattara, an informed pacey winger, a 10-foot head start as he goes in behind. And all game, I watched Kieran Trippier give the ball away, out of position, not read the game, leave defenders under pressure. Pull our defence apart as Malik Chow has to come out and defend the right-hand side. And I'll be quite honest, this is the reason I think this will be Eddie Howe's last game. This is the reason I think this will, or not his last game, but this will be the nail in his coffin. This will be the game that defined his tenure at Newcastle. Because the formation wasn't right. The tactics weren't right. We looked nervy to open. We're at home. And I'll say we're against a good informed Brentford side, and Keith Andrews has done a fantastic job with Brentford, especially after I'm pretty sure I had Brentford to go down in my predictions at the start of the season. I don't think anybody didn't have Brentford to go down after losing Wissa and Buemo, Norgard, their manager, their backroom staff, and they have completely turned this round. I believe this takes them up to, I think it's 5th or 6th in the league tonight, which is, fair play to Brentford. But this is the nail in the coffin. The formation change was so obvious. There wasn't any strategy to it. It was throw on another striker and try and claw back a goal. And I thought Nick Voltemade, and this is where he will get criticised, I thought Nick Voltemade did a great job as a 10. He sat in that half space. He received the ball from Alanga over and over again. And he pushed forward. And there's no one in front of him making a run. And basically, I've never seen a forward line that sits so static and doesn't try and break the lines. And we wonder why we can't break down a low block, because we go forward and we sit in this tight front four position or front five position where 5 players just sit on the edge of the penalty box and go, pass to me. And then I'll pass it back to you and we won't do anything progressive. It's awful. And Newcastle are currently, from the stat I saw, Newcastle have put something like 250 crosses into the box this season, and we've scored 1 goal from the crosses we've put in. It's staggering. We are bottom 20th in the Premier League for crosses to goals. The system isn't working. The tactics aren't working. And we're sticking with the same players doing the same things over and over and over again. Seeing Kieran Trippier playing right back when we have Leo Shahar sat on the bench, and I would rather see us lose 4-2 to Brentford and see us blood some young players and put Leo Shahar at right back. And honestly, I don't think Leo Shahar lets all 3 of those goals happen. And purely because he's younger, he's faster, he's sharper. He's got something to prove. And this is the biggest thing with Newcastle. Young players who have something to prove play like they've got something to prove. It's what we see from Malik Chow. It's what we see from Lewis Hall. It's what we see from Lewis Miley. It's what we've seen from our best players this season have been our youngsters. Tino Livramento. And then the mainstays. The big names on big money have been shit. Absolutely shit. Sandro Tonali, this guy can't pass to save his fucking life. No wonder his agent's shopping him out to every fucking club that's going. I mean, realistically, he's awful. He looks absolutely dreadful. And I think we'll struggle to get the money we paid for him at the moment. He's that bad. And he will make marauding runs forward. And this is the same thing. We bring Dan Burn on. I'll be quite honest. When I saw Dan Burn come on, I thought, thank God he's taking Trippier off. And I thought we would see Dan Burn slotting at centre-back, Sven Botman move over one, and Malik Chow go out to the right-hand side. We swapped Lewis Hall into right-back. Lewis Hall, our best attacking left-back, we have swapped into right-back, rather than bring Leo Shahar on. Now, I think it's a scathing indictment of our youth system that these young players don't get games. And the reason I say this is I've seen these kids play firsthand at games, and I don't understand Leo Shahar, Alex Murphy, Park Sung-soo, Trevan Sanusi. These kids have all got talent. These kids have all got potential to come in. And if you give them the chance, you might just find you have another Lewis Miley. But we don't give them the chance. And there is no game plan here other than stick with my favourite players and hope that those players with that loyalty that saw us to a cup final will drag me out of this hole. Well, I'm sorry, Eddie. That's not going to happen. And I genuinely believe we'll go 5 games from now. We'll probably beat Qarabag in the Champions League, but we won't beat Villa. We won't beat Tottenham. We won't beat City. And we'll be looking in a 5 games time at the bottom end of the table if Eddie's not already gone. That's my honest opinion. And I hate for it to be like this because Eddie, in my opinion, he'll forever be remembered for winning us the Carabao Cup, for the exciting time when we played Eddie Howe style, front foot, high press football. The intensity is our identity, but that is lost. And like I say, every manager has their expiry date. Every manager has their time has run out. Their clock is out. Time's up. And that's the thing. And I feel like that is it with Eddie. I feel like he's losing the dressing room. There's players in here that don't believe in the method. They don't believe in the system. They don't believe these tactics are what going to win us games. And that's why. That is exactly why you see the lack of confidence. That's why you see a team completely devoid and saturated of confidence. And the prime example for this is Chelsea, Man United. Everybody gets a bounce. I get a bounce when you bring a new manager in. And you see players flip. Their form goes from terrible to brilliant. This whole team. It's not a couple of players lacking form. It's a whole team. Nick Woltemade started this season coming over from Germany, and he scored, I think it was 5 in 7 games. Absolutely flying start to the season. And we've taken what he was good at and told him to play a different style of football and play a different way. You'll be better like this. And he hasn't scored since. He looks completely devoid of confidence. You're draining these players physically, mentally, emotionally. And this is bad. This is bad for Newcastle United. Let me know in the comments what you think. I know this video is a bit of a rant. I think this is the, like I say, the nail in the coffin for Eddie. I think time is up. Time is run out. Like I say, like and subscribe. And hopefully, guys, I will see you in the next one.